Hi guys, Jessie from the Scrappy Sisters. So I was trying to do a little mixed media watercolour layout here, and it turned into a lot bigger watercolour than I had anticipated because I didn't prep my page at all. Those of you that watch my videos know that I pretty much never use gesso because I don't own it, but I will often put a little bit of texture paste if I'm worried about the thickness of how much water-based stuff I'm going to put onto the page. And I wasn't planning on putting that much, and then I did. So my paper did get a little bit warped. I don't actually mind too much. It didn't turn out too badly, but it did get a little bit warped. So this is a Christmas layout. This is my Christmas in July set or my Christmas in July set of videos, because I'm currently up to December in my son's album. So I'm so close to being finished. So I just thought for a bit of fun, I'd do these now at this time of year and put them up as Christmas in July. Yeah. So as you can see, I've just got a whole bunch of watercolor paints, and I'm just stroking those on. At first it wasn't looking the way I wanted it to. It's a little bit streaky, a little bit patchy, a little bit just blah. But the more I kept going, I found the better it looked. So I actually was quite happy with it in the end. I wanted it to be sort of a bit patchy, I suppose, or a bit dark at the top and light at the bottom, but I think my brush choice was probably not the best. I think I should have had a thick flat brush that would do more coverage. But anyway, we live and learn. So as you can see, I've used sort of a dark red, and then the next colour was supposed to be like a different shade of red, but it turned out it was pink, but it happens. And then a gold, and I'm going to add some glitter to that gold streak, so it doesn't matter so much that the red has bled into it. Then the two different greens, which look better in the camera angle now, but when they dried it wasn't so clear that they were two different greens, but oh well. And then I thought about stopping, and I probably should have, but I didn't. I kept going and finished up the page, doing more red of the two reds, then the gold, then the two greens. So I probably could have edited this out. You probably don't need to sit here and just watch this, but anywho, this picture was taken really early in December. It's like the 3rd of December or something. We're at our big get-together that we try and have with all of our best friends. So all of our close friends, their husbands, wives, kids, and all of that. And this was, we don't do presents, but we have just started doing a Kris Kringle for the children now that the kids have started to grow up a little bit. And at the time, my son would have been 8 or 9 months and not really old enough to participate in Kris Kringle, but I was excited that I finally had a son to participate in Kris Kringle. So this was the first present he had gotten for the Christmas season. So now I am putting on the gold. I had a slight disaster that the lid popped up and it all just like splurted out everywhere, but then it actually worked out in my favour because I stopped trying to use the brush, which was just not getting coverage, and ended up scraping it down with my finger, which was way better because it formed a really nice smooth coverage, which I was really happy with. Any sort of not patchy bits, like bits that sort of spilled or spat or got in the wrong spot, I just got a wet tissue later and quickly rubbed it off, and that was fine, no dramas. So yeah, I was really happy with how this turned out. It was very, very messy for me in the end because of the big splatter and the splotch coming off, so I had a little bit of cleanup to do. And then I realised I wasn't happy with having this end patch empty, so I am adding the green that needs to go there. It took me ages to work out what colour it was actually. I didn't know if it was supposed to be gold or supposed to be green, but in the end I worked it out that it was supposed to be green. And yeah, I really like it, but I actually think, now that I look back over the video, that I should have stopped at the first just 2 reds, 1 gold and 2 greens. But anywho, no drama. Or maybe done it smaller. Maybe not all the way to the top of the page. I don't know. There's something about it that is not perfect, but I like the way it ended up. And, we live and learn. And next time, if I try, scrap lift myself and try and do this again another time, I'm sure it'll be different and I will have made an improvement. So I'm just using some foam pop dots or dimensionals to pop up my photograph. And then I've got my thickers there that say first present. I have really awesome gold thickers that are pretty much that yellow gold, like the colour of the stripe. These are also gold thickers, but they're more like a silver gold, if that makes sense. But I've almost used all of the yellow gold ones, so I really don't have enough letters yet, and I just didn't have the motivation to adapt the thickers, cut them up and shape them into the word that I wanted or the letters that I wanted. So I ended up using these silvery gold ones because it was easier. Sometimes I'm a lazy scrapbooker. And then for embellishing, I have these super cool wood veneer embellishments there that some I brought off eBay for $1 and some were given to me in Happy Mail. I love them, but I actually find them a little bit hard to use because I find that they're a little bit tricky they're just a bit big. But anyway, I'll get there. I thought I'd add this next little bit of gold touch by popping that doily under. And then I do really simple embellishing because I think the paint is sort of stealing the attention there, so I didn't need to do too much. This collection here of the vellum stickers is from the reject shop, and it was in their throw-out bin because it's so far after Christmas. I didn't buy it like yesterday, but I did buy it quite a bit after Christmas, and it was like $1.75 or something, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm just sticking, they look like stars from where I am looking at my mobile phone, but they're actually, is it poinsettia? What's the red Christmas flower? I think poinsettia. And then I assume those are like red minty lollies, the red and white striped lollies. And then that says all I want for Christmas is, and I really should have written you because, all I want for Christmas is you. But, it's his first present, still works. What else am I doing? Decided to put those away because I've used all of the ones of there I want. You can see that there's an embellishment pack there. They are also from the reject shop. I think they were in their throw-out bin too for like $2.50 or something. These are Kaisercraft. They are old season, so they were in like the Kaisercraft discount store or direct outlet, or maybe they're all they all have a section in their store that sells the current stock and the old stock, but they were over in the old stock and they were like super cheap. And then 2 little flare buttons, and then I get some wood veneer stars, which I got from eBay for $1. I love eBay. So yeah, and then I'm almost done. I obviously have to glue it all down, but then I'm almost done because I'm thinking that looks nice and busy and covers up any of the dramatic paint that looked a bit funny, and I was pretty happy with it. So PVA glue for the stars. I contemplated for about 3 seconds painting the stars or inking the stars up to make them not be a wood veneer colour, and my laziness level for this layout wouldn't allow that, so they just stayed wooden. Just a little bit of background. I had Friday off, not Friday off work because I don't work on a Fridays, but my son was at daycare and I had grand plans for all the scrapping that I was going to do, and I did none. I did housework and cleaning. So my husband took my son out for a little trip away for at a play at a park. A very limited amount of time, so I was like busting to get this out before they got back. So that's why my laziness level was pretty high, and it was just a really super quick bash this out in like half an hour layout. But yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you're enjoying my Christmas in July series that is coming up now that it is July. Please stay tuned and watch and hang out. We've got some exciting things coming up in September, so a little bit further away, but we'll catch you then. Bye.